We're live. Can you say hi to everyone? I'm trying this light off. Alrighty, we're live. We just gotta wait for people to come in. That'd be so cool, huh? I'm gonna put this one on so that we can see the chat in case anybody comes and wants to talk with us. We're here. This is super cool. You did it, girl. We made 10,000 subscribers. Let's see what it sounds like. Sounds good. Let me see. We got different settings here. Ooh, we have those.
Whoa. Popping. Popped off one.
Oh, okay. All right, we gotta wait for some people to get in here before we start. It's a little blurry on that one. I hope it doesn't stay blurry. Let's see. Let's get the room filling up. Get some folks in here. Oh, yes. Let's see if some people come. It's kind of late, so I'm gonna scoot over this way.
So they can see it move out now.
See you. They can see that back there. What's that back there?
Yeah.
It's the Mustang.
I can see it in the back.
You can see it in the back. You can see it in the back.
See it in the back of the truck.
Yeah. We've got somebody in here with us. Can you say hi? Hi. Thanks for watching. We are celebrating 10,000 subscribers. It's a Mustang 09. Thank you so much to everybody for subscribing. Shirley and I are super excited about it, right? So yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
Woohoo! All right, let's see if we get more people in.
Say hi, guys.
Hi guys. Subscribe to the Shirley Bell Show.
I bet they have seen the Shirley Bell Show too.
You think they've seen your Shirley Bell Show? Look, we've got somebody in here. Say hi again.
Hi.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in to the live stream. We're hanging out in the garage. We've got the Mustang in the back. Unfortunately, the Beast, aka the F-250, won't fit in here. So Shirley and I are hanging out in the garage. We're celebrating Daddy, aka Mustang 09. I hit 10,000 subscribers, right? She's getting a little shy. So we're excited. Just wanted to come on and see if we can get some people in the room hanging out. And just say thank you. 10,000 subscribers has been a goal for a super long time for me. I think I've been, let me pull it up real quick and see. I think it's like over 300 videos. Just insane. I've been at it since, let's see here, my channel was created in 2013, January 7th of 2013. So we actually just surpassed 6 years on YouTube, which is quite some time. Hey, we got somebody said what's up. Say what's up to them. Say hi, Shirley.
Hi.
So 6 years, 2.1 something million views later, and we finally gotten to 10,000 subscribers. Super excited about that. You super excited? Yeah. It's been a long time coming. It's been a lot of work. Let me go to the videos. Mama said congrats. Say thank you, Mama. Videos, we've done like 300 and something videos. It's insane. A lot of editing, a lot of hours filming, a lot of traveling, just crazy stuff. Mason, what's up, man? Oh, your dad's Brian. How's it going, man? Let's see who, we got so many people. I gotta go back to the thing. I can't read them. They disappear so fast. Congrats on 10K. Hello from Rockwall. Thanks, Heritage Farms. I appreciate that. Yeah, Texas native. That's sick. Love the install videos on the Beast. A lot of stuff I'm doing to my 17. Awesome, man. We've got more stuff coming for the truck. Actually, we got this piece here. I teased this in my Instagram live stream, but this is a Roto Packs. It's kind of a storage compartment. They make them for like fuel and water. This one I wanted because it was just for storage. Let's see if I can get this undone. Let's see if we can get it open here. So it opens up. So kind of teaser for that. It's going to be mounted in the truck. So I'm excited about that. What's going on, Mike? How are you, sir? Shirley, we have 10 people in here. This many people are in here. So exciting, right? So lots of stuff happening, you know. We got the Mustang back there. Lots of drag racing to come this year. I'm really excited about it. I'm ready to really send it on that thing. I've been doing a lot of research, and just seems to be that I'm launching it a little too soft. So I really got to man up, get the driver mod engaged, and just get going. So I'm excited about that. Tell mine.
Guys, Mom's car is switched back for that way, and the blocking is too hard for us to see. Then it's way there. Then it's going to the way. Go.
Yeah, Mommy's car is parked in the street. Mike, at the track, I run like on the quarter mile. My best time is 12.2. I average between 12.2 and 12.5. It's not the best. I think I should be, if I'm doing it right, get a good 60 foot. My 60 foot right now is kind of mediocre at best. It's like a high 1.7, so I'd really call it like a 1.8. And I think I need to be down more toward like a 1.6 or a low 1.7. And then with that, hopefully looking at like an 11.8, 11.9 at around 117 miles an hour. So that'd be nice. In the 8th mile, I'm doing about 91 miles an hour at 7.9s. And between 7.9 and 8.1. So nothing too crazy, not setting the world on fire, but having fun doing it. And the big thing is my improvement over it, and me seeing the mods that I do to the Mustang work and see improvements with that. Put your finger in there. That's yucky. Hey Robert, thank you for watching, man. 2018 F250, he wishes it was a diesel. Hey, there's nothing wrong with non-diesel. There's nothing wrong with gas rig. F250 sick. At least you bought a Ford. You went right there, so good on you for that, man. A lot of the mods I do, you can still do to yours. I haven't done anything as far as exhaust or tuning yet. I think that's future down the road, but other than that, it's been kind of some, you're silly. It's a lot of mods where, you know, it's utilitarian and there's also some looks. So I think both of those are really good right now. Trying to keep the warranty intact for that truck. It's really expensive, so it's important for me. Randy, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm really excited about the Mustang this year. Fingers crossed. Maybe we get some boost in our life this year. That'd be really exciting. Definitely want to think about going with some E85. I've got a guy who tunes my car, and he's right down the street. So it's super convenient that he's close, and he's willing to work with me and tune my Mustang. So he wants to do some stuff on 93 first, where we test it for, you're being silly, where we test, I don't know, like some octane boosters and stuff, and test them on the dyno and see what they really do and the performance aspect there. So I think that'd be kind of fun. It'd make for some good videos. Why are you being so silly tonight? Her and I usually stream together on Instagram, and that's kind of our thing. Is once a week we'll get together on Instagram and live stream to the people out there. But she's usually talkative. I don't know why you're being a silly turkey tonight. You thinking headers too at one point? The only reason why I wouldn't do long tubes is because one day I want to go turbo, and so if I do long tubes, those won't work with the turbocharger setup. So it's kind of, I don't know, it'd be working in circles to do all that work to put them on, because it's pretty intensive. It's pretty intensive to put them on the 5.0. 1 second, baby. And so to put them on and take them off, just to put the turbo manifolds on, would be a ton of work. Let's see, we got Carlos. Carlos said, congrats. Will you be at TX2K? Man, I don't know if I'll be at TX2K. I haven't really thought about that much. There's a big thing that goes on in my town during spring break, and we kind of have some plans for that. So I don't know if TX2K, I'm going to make it this year. I had a lot of fun the year I went. I do want to go, and I want to race one of these years. So I don't have TX2K power yet, so it's not this year. But one day I want to get a trailer and go down there and hang out and just be able to tow the car down. So I think that'd be a lot of fun. You're a turkey. Can you say hi? Can you say words? What did you say? Nose.
Hi.
Thank you. Mama said, race car, go fast, turbo, woo woo. Is that mom giving us approval for a turbo? I don't think so. Not yet. Not yet. We can't do it yet. One day we'll do it. But if I scoot out of the way, you can see I get a lot of people asking about the Mustang. Is it still on bags? What am I running on now? It's still bags. I'm still racing it. It's on bags and I'm racing it. It's doing fine. Mom said no to the turbo. Dang it. But yeah, I've got above my head right here is the drag setup. It just kind of stays there while we're not racing. Got my street set up on. That way I can cruise around town, go to the grocery store, get some ice cream or some treats for Shirley. She loves ice cream, right?
And like candy.
How much was the two-wheel drive valence from Ford? Man, I think it was like 50 bucks or 55 bucks. Cover your mouth. Look, Uncle Broderick's in here. Say hi to Uncle Broderick. You haven't seen him in a long time. You okay? You drink the water? Yeah, so I think it was like 55, maybe 60 bucks max, right? And so I priced it on Tasca, and then I got my local dealership to price match it, so that way I didn't have to pay for shipping from Tasca, and I just went and picked it up. And they had a warehouse with extra parts and went and got it super easy, so no big deal there. Say what's up to Mr. Chris. Chris Hawley came in, gave a thumbs up. What's up, Chris? Thanks for joining the live stream. We are celebrating 10,000 subscribers. As I said earlier, I don't want to be too repetitive to the people that have been in here, but you know, it's been a long time coming for the channel. Channel's officially 6 years old. January 7th, we turned 6 years. We got over 300 videos. Some we've done really, really well on. Some have just been for fun and hanging out, and you know, not necessarily made for the most views in the world, but hey, scoot up. Get down. I don't want you to fall from up there. One of the videos, my detailing video, man, it's crazy because you make a video, right? And over the years, like immediately it doesn't do like the most views, but over the years it just kind of grows and grows and gets better. And my McGuire's quick detailing video, over the years, over 3 years, it's gotten 240,000 views, which is insane. That's my most viewed video. And there's some things in there where it's like, it's kind of cringe to watch back and look back on. But other than that, I mean, I think it was a good video if people would listen to the things I say and not take everything so seriously. It is just YouTube. But yeah, so lots of time on YouTube. The truck has been doing extremely well for me. It performs great. Have a good time modding it. You gonna go inside? Turkey. I'm gonna move her stool real quick. Sorry, little one wanted to go inside. Oh, Chris, you just purchased a 2017 F-250, 40,000 miles. Anything I should know? It's my first diesel. 40,000 miles, I would say go ahead and do the fuel filter change if you haven't done that already. Something else that you could do, any vehicle I get, go ahead and do an oil change. You don't know the last time anybody did any of that. The cabin filter. I've got videos on all that stuff. There's links in the description so you can go purchase that. But yeah, those three things are super simple, like just as far as like maintenance items are concerned. And then I would check in the owner's manual. There's a really good section in the owner's manual that talks about maintenance and doing scheduled maintenance during certain mileage times. And I think that'd be your best bet. On the other one, I just cut the big one, looked good, but that was previous gen and they're different. Yeah, a lot of people ask why I didn't just cut the valence on my F-250. It's just plastic, it's easy to cut. I don't own a Dremel, but the cost of a Dremel would actually be, I mean, you can get the lower end Dremel and it'd be the same price as a new valence, or if you got the good one, it's $100, and that's almost twice as much as just buying a new valence, and you're not gonna get something that has the finished look on it like it is from Ford. And just to remind you guys, I mean, these trucks are really expensive. It's like, if you can afford the truck, I would assume you could afford the $55 valence, right? That is Ford OEM part, that keeps it a finished look, that keeps it quality looking. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to cut mine up. I didn't want it to look like a hack job. I didn't want to get a line that wasn't straight, and it just doesn't roll and finish the way I would want it to finish. Some other guys have also asked why I didn't just remove the front valence altogether. If you look at it on the bumper, there are some pieces that hang down on the actual chrome bumper, and you can see those from the front of the truck, and that valence actually covers those up. And they hang down probably an inch or so. and I didn't like the way that looked. So I was like, I got to put something on there. I can't just not have anything. If you had to choose between the GT350R or the new GT500, which would it be? I would do GT500. I think the new one's gonna be sick. I know it's an auto and all that, but I just think it's awesome. So I haven't done a whole lot of research on it. Kind of a bad Mustang channel, right? I haven't done my research on the new GT500, but from what I can tell, it's gonna be an animal, and I'm excited to see those hit the streets. Let's see here. He said, haha, yeah, I'm cheap. Yeah, no valence looks horrible. Spend the $50, get your place to price match it, and you're good to go. Where was that field that you rode your dirt bike? The field I rode my dirt bike is go down Main Street, bro. Go right back that way down Main Street, and it's on your left right there. I actually saw another little kid riding over there the other day, so just go over there. Andrew's in the house. What's up, dude? How are you, man? Yeah, dude. Hobo Coasty, I am on IG. Mustang09. Hit me up there. Usually it's in my description, but I didn't put it in this thing. I don't know if it's in there or not, but on all my other videos, all my social media is in the description. So you can always find it down there. But yeah, man, I'm thinking oil pump gears for this, the crank gear, and probably the ATI super damper, the underdrive pulley for this, so that keep the vibrations down. It will let me stay on the two-step out of the track. It won't break those. You know, you hear the horror stories on it. I don't have any experience breaking them. I've hit my two-step quite a bit, but you know, the risk factor is always there, and if you can eliminate that and plan for the future, I mean, one day this car's going to have a turbo on it, whether it's today or a year from now, which hopefully it's not a year from now. But all the mods that you've seen me do have been to plan for the future, have planned for more power and that sort of thing. So Jeff, I finally hit 10K, man. I know, dude, about time. Absolutely. I'm stoked about it. It's, like I said earlier, it's been a long time coming. 6 years doing this YouTube thing is a long time. And I did over 300 videos. And so that's about, what was that, 50 or so videos a year. So it's almost one a week for 6 years. It's quite a bit. I'm enjoying it still. I love it. I've seen my style kind of shift and change throughout my time on YouTube. You know, when I first started, I really liked doing the car reviews, and those all did really well. Some of my most watched videos are the car reviews. I didn't feel like that was my space on this platform. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was crazy to me that people would just be like, yo, here's the keys to my car, go drive it. I mean, I drove a guy's BMW. I never met the dude. He had just gotten through the break-in period on it, which I think was like 1,500 miles. And he was like, dude, let her rip, go have fun. You're going to enjoy it. And I absolutely did. It was awesome. It was BMW M4. It was the blue one. It's way back on my channel. And that car was super cool. But it was just wild that people would just be like, hey, man, go rip around on my car. My buddy let me drive his dad's Audi R8. And it was the V8 version, but that car was beautiful. It's my first supercar. It was a whole nother experience to be inside of that thing, and it was a blast. I don't know how many of you that are in the live stream were here for those videos, but that was a long time ago. Hey, congrats, man. You're gonna have a kid. That's cool. You guys saw my daughter earlier. She's 3, she'll be 4 this year. She started her own YouTube gig. She sees daddy do it, and we see her watching it all the time, and there's some weird stuff out there for kids, you know? And so we said, hey, if you want to do it, we'll let you do it. It's got to be cool. It's got to be quality stuff, you know? We don't want any weird videos out there like those other people, so we're not going to force her to do anything. And she enjoys it. She likes playing dress up with her cousins and her friends and putting that out there, and it's been doing pretty good for her. What's up? We got a few people in here. That's awesome. We've got, I think, 13 people watching. I'm trying to look at the comments on my computer right here, just because they fly by so fast on my phone screen. So if you're in here, thanks for joining. Dang it, maybe we should run out to the truck. I've got the new stickers in the truck, and they look great, man. I have to say thanks to my buddy Chance for that. I tweeted something out one day, and I put a real bad sketch out of my helmet on with my beard sticking out, and he made it come to life, and he printed the stickers and everything. So I'm super excited about that. Those are added to the store. So if you haven't visited Mustang 09, I do have some of my shirts left up there, and I've got those stickers, and we've got a ton of koozies. So if you guys like koozies and you buy a koozie, I'll throw a sticker in, I promise. So if you want to support your boy, all the money that I make from YouTube, selling merch or whatever it may be, the Amazon links, thank you guys for clicking those. Those help me out a lot. All that stuff goes back into the cars and this channel, camera gear, tools. You saw the new toolbox I got. It helps with all that stuff, and I really do appreciate it. You can ask my wife. We don't spend that on anything else. We kind of keep it here just so we got some content flowing for you guys. Long live the beast. Oh, and the Mustang, yeah. And the Mustang. Mustang's here, looking gorgeous. It's all bagged and squatting and sitting low. Look, I'll give you guys a close-up on it. Check this out. Look at that fitment right there. She is tucked, boy. She's filthy though, so she's absolutely dirty right now. Squatting. I need to adjust the panhard bar in the back there. But other than that, Mustang's doing great, phenomenal. I love it. It's got 30,000. It's like 30,500 miles on it. So nothing crazy. I did buy the car new. I bought it in, was it October of 2012 is when I bought that car. And yeah, so it's been 6 years now that I've owned this thing. Oh, Miller's Lawn Care. What's up, man? I see you commented on the videos, dude. I appreciate it. How are the truck mods going? Truck mods are going well. We've got some stuff coming up in the future. We've got a company that reached out on IG. He wants to do some stuff with me and sponsor me some parts. So I'm excited about that. I bought a forescan tool, so we're going to jump into some forescan, and I'm going to teach you guys, or you guys can learn with me on how to go in there and kind of change some of the factory settings. There's some stuff I've been reading on the forum. One thing I'm really excited about is something called Bambi mode, where you can go in there and you can run your high beams with your fog lights. So just little things like that. There's another guy, Jason, shout out to Jason Cobb. He hits me up all the time on Facebook, and he's always pushing me for these new mods. He's got one too, and he's modding his truck. He's like, I think it'd be a great video, and so he's always feeding me with ideas, and he just sent me one today, and it was a remote start, and I think it's like a couple $100, but the cool part is it uses your factory key fob. You don't have to have a secondary key fob or go buy a new one. It kind of just tricks the system, and you get to use it that way. So I thought, man, that's super sick. I've been hesitant to buy an aftermarket push start for my truck or remote start because I didn't want to have extra key fob or anything funky going on there. So it was really cool that he sent that out, and it's really sprung my interest. Jeff, it's okay. Bought my 06 back in 09. Got it for a steal because the new Coyotes were coming. I think I've put 45K on the clock since owning it. Yeah, dude, the Army taking you away for 4 years will definitely do that. I appreciate your service. Thank you so much for everything you do. It allows me to do everything I do. Without guys and the guys and women out there, the women and men, the guys and gals that protect this country and serve. Without them, we wouldn't be able to have the freedoms to be souping up hot rods, making silly YouTube videos, and fixing up our trucks. So thanks so much for that. Naz, what's up, man? Thank you so much, dude. Nazir has been here since the beginning. Like, I don't know how long he's been here. It's got to be for years, man. Years and years. I've seen him comment consistently on videos. He follows me on IG. We chat pretty frequent through there and Snapchat, and he's just a good dude. So thank you for your support, man. I appreciate everything you're doing for the channel and sharing stuff and liking and all the positive vibes and comments you bring down in the comment section, man. 12-volt solutions remote start. Oh, you have one. Excellent. That's good to hear. Let me ask you this. What are your thoughts on like the wiring and everything? Does it concern you? Does it look suspicious at all? I know you, how long have you had it? And have you had any issues with it? Because it's not the cheapest thing on the market. It's like $250. And it's like a, I don't know, it's like a jump kit. Like it's like it turns some wires some other ways and it tricks the system. So I'm a little hesitant, but I think it's super easy install. I watched the video. It's like 3 minutes and it would be that long to take it off. So No, nothing too crazy there. Michael Johnson's in here. What's up, man? It looks suspect, is what it looks. Hey, you've already had it for a year, no issues. That's awesome. That instills some confidence in me and that product. That's good to know. Yes, Michael, more truck mods. We've got those coming along the way. You know, I don't want to say that the truck, like there's a certain style I like with the truck, right? Ever since I saw it was the BDS truck at SEMA, not this past year, but the year before, I guess it was 2017, I fell in love. And the truck I actually fell in love with was my buddy Sean's truck. We have the same name. And when we went down to Houston and helped out for Hurricane Harvey, he had a big, massive truck. It was, I think it was a 2015 or 16. It was an F250, I believe. And it was a Platinum. And he had a 10-inch lift on 40s or something like that, maybe a 12-inch lift on 40s. The truck was huge. It was beautiful. We took it down to Houston. We borrowed his dad's bass boat, and that truck made it through everything. We had water up to the running boards on that thing, and it's a truck that's got a 10 or 12-inch lift on 40s. Like, it was massive. And it made its way everywhere we needed it to make. We were launching this boat, this bass boat, legit fiberglass bass boat, in the middle of streets. It was that deep. We just backed the truck down the road until the boat started to float, and then we would jump out of it. Anyways, that truck, once I rode in that truck all the way around Houston and helping out during Harvey, we came back and I was like, I told my wife, I was like, the Focus has got to go. I've got to get this an F250. And I was looking at used ones like my buddy Sean's Platinum. Turns out a new 2017 XLT was like a little bit cheaper than buying a pre-owned Platinum with 50, 60,000 miles on it. And so that got the truck. And then after I got, when I went to SEMA that year, I was like, man, it really just reaffirmed when I saw that BDS truck, the bright orange one. Unfortunately, it's so sad. Rest in peace to that truck. It burned down in the shop. It's just horrible. The shop caught fire and it burned that truck to the ground. And that truck was gorgeous. It was single cab, short bed. That truck was amazing. So anyways, the route I like on the truck is more of, I don't know, like raptorizing the F250, like I don't know, what do you want to call it? Like a pre-runner style. I wouldn't say overland, but I do like the idea behind overland with the prep, and not prepping for like a zombie apocalypse, prepping for like the ability to prep for like going to the track and having spots and spaces for important items, for important tools like a jack, or the spare tires, or just anything you would need to track. Gas cans, jerry cans, like I showed you guys. This one earlier. So just different ideas, and I kind of want to take the overlanding look and idea and feel and the utilitarian aspect of it to support vehicle for Mustang at the drag strip. So that's kind of the route that I like to go on it. I've been looking at doing like some steering stabilizer stuff. I've been looking at the King shocks pieces. I know that they're super high quality, top of the line stuff, and kind of want to go down that road with it. It's a little more of this, but the quality of it is just uncompromised. So that's kind of the idea behind the pickup. What do you guys got, man? We got 10 people in here chilling, hanging out. Any more questions? Any ideas for videos? Have you looked at the Raptor lights for the grill? I have looked at the Raptor lights, and I've also looked at the little light that goes in the back underneath the tailgate, like the dualies have, like it's the DRWs. They rock from the factory, the F350s and stuff. And so I've been thinking about doing those. I personally like the Raptor lights. I wouldn't do 3. I would either do 4 or 5 since the truck's bigger. My wife isn't a big fan of them, but you know, sometimes we do things our wives don't like. So it's kind of the nature of the marriage game, right? Right? Do you know of any programmers for the gas F250s? Man, I don't know. I don't know any programmers for the gas F250s. I barely know any programmers for the diesel F250s. If you guys have any good recommendations out there, let me know. Inserting a Whataburger sauce dispenser. That would potentially break the internet. if we did something with a Whataburger sauce, if we did some spicy ketchup dispenser, if we put it in like a lotion bottle, you know, like you could just squeeze it and pop it out, and you'd have spicy ketchup. I'm there, dude. It would be like I'd be the only one. It'd be sick. Yeah, man. I don't know any people that in tune the diesel trucks really. I've heard of PPEI. I've heard of some issues with them and the trans, and being able to program it and things like that. But I don't know, so don't take my word on that. No firsthand experience, just reading stuff from the forums. And you know, some people, they turn a spark into a forest fire, and it's not really anything major, and it just kind of, once the ball gets rolling on social media or on a forum, it's hard to get it to stop. And it's unfortunate when things work out that way, and it's really not the true story behind it. So with that being said, I don't know much about the tuning aspect of everything. I'm still learning that myself, being my first diesel. We got a lot of you guys coming in. Thank you so much. I've always thought it was weird that the lights go on the trucks based on width, not height. The lights go on the trucks based on width, not height. Are you talking about the Raptor lights? I'm a little confused with what you're talking about. Explain, Naz, explain. Didn't you have a percentage off code for the Headlight Revolution lights? I do, Michael. If you use code, I think it's just Mustang over there at Headlight Revolution, it should save you 10% off. And if the code doesn't work, their support system is super quick. So shoot them a note and say, hey, YouTube, I watched Mustang's video. He said you had a 10% code. Shoot him a note. It should still be live on there though. Yep, did you find you a drop hitch and trailer? I have not found a drop hitch or trailer, but I think, was it you that, somebody messaged me on Facebook, and I think you wrote a comment on my video of one that you said you got to go with. It's the best drop hitch. Somebody did. I can't remember the name of it, but I looked it up and it looks super beefy, super stout, and it had a lot of adjustability on it. And so I think that's the one. I'll have to look back at it, but I think it was silver. I think it was like all silver. It's a Red Vines dispenser. What's your thought on GT500 without a stick shift? You know, man, the GT500 without a stick shift, not a major concern in my book, for a few reasons. I would have to say like 70% of people who buy that, right? Older generation. Not that older generation can't drive stick. They may not want to drive stick. They may want to have something with some power that just goes straight. There's a lot of talk right now about save the manuals and things like that, and I do think there is some concern for that. I don't think that time is exactly right now, but I do think you're going to start seeing a wave of people who want to go fast, and if they're going to start drag racing again, then the way to go fast is with an auto. That's just been proven time and time again. You can't shift faster than a computer or more consistent than a computer, and the way they've got them hooked up now, I do think it takes away from the heritage of what a GT500 is, and I think Carroll Shelby might have a heart attack if he knew that we were slapping only autos in. But there's evolution to everything, and this is the time now that if people don't want it, to let them know. And I think if anybody listens, I think Ford does listen to their consumers. I mean, I think they've got specialists out there that all they do is listen on social media and forums to see what the crowd is saying. And I think you see a lot of that when it comes to the pickup trucks and options forum and cars like this. Like, one thing I can't believe is that they're still sending, well, there's two things that I have a hard time believing: that they're still sending trucks out with halogen lights, and that they're still sending vehicles off the lot with those horrendous 2.5-foot antennas. Like, and the third thing, there's prop rods on these cars from the factory. There's a prop rod. Like, it's a little silly, right? I mean, you're talking about a performance vehicle, you're spending 30, 40 grand on. Put the gas struts in. It's real simple. Will you be installing LED bed lighting? I don't know. I have looked at LED bed lighting. I've tried to find out how I can get away with doing the factory setup. For whatever reason, I find it fun and a little bit challenging sometimes to do the factory stuff rather than just buy an aftermarket kit and it goes in super easy. I like the fact that if I can buy OEM stuff and make it work on my lower model truck, on my XLT stuff that comes factory or spec'd on a Lariat or a Platinum or a King Ranch, then I like that challenge and I like being able to do that. So if I can find out how to get the OEM one to work, if it's buying another harness or something I need to do to make it plug and play, then that's what I want to do for you guys, to bring it to the channel. That's what I find interesting. So I'm hoping you guys like that type of stuff as well. Naz says yes, the marker lights. You know, that's a good point. I don't know why they were always for the width and not the height. Maybe because I guess people just never really, I don't know, people have always lifted their trucks. I mean, it's just kind of a thing, like, right? You buy a truck, you make it big. So, I don't know. I think maybe it's for the simple fact of towing things when you're hauling stuff. That way, you know, you can fit in somewhere. It's like a cat with whiskers, right? A cat can only fit where their whiskers can fit. I think that's a thing. Maybe I'm making that up. I don't have a cat, so I don't know. It could be a total lie, and if it is, I apologize. We'll change your guys' view up here. We'll go this way. Right here. We'll switch. Do the switch around. Will you be installing? Already answered that one. Sorry, I gotta take a drink of water. Look at my hat. It's all bent right there. KC, bruh, I need a new hat. Mine's all crooked, dude. What's wrong with that? If you could travel, what's the rest of that question? If you could travel, where would you travel to? Oh, to any racetrack. Where would you go? I would go, if I could travel to any racetrack, where would I go? Man, I don't know. I mean, I would go anywhere I could collab with people. Like, I would go to Colorado, I'd collab with Trevor. So I'd go to, is it Bandamere? That's up there. It'd be interesting on the Mustang because of the air, because it's so thin up there. I would like to go to, what's the big one called where it's 4-wide racing? Like, I would like to go there. I think there's one out in Vegas where they race 4-wide. Is that it? I think that one would be super cool to go to. Anywhere that I could go and meet you guys and race with you guys, or meet other YouTubers and collab and race with them. I think that would be super fun. And that's why I want to get a trailer, because there are some YouTubers here in Texas, but I don't know of many that do the drag racing thing. Like Bonneville Salt Flats, like that would be super sick, just to go top speed and see what the car would do and just full on send it. I think that'd be sick. So I got a buddy who lives up in Utah. Go visit him. I'm trying to think where else we would go. Really, I just want to travel a lot. I really love traveling. I mean, if this YouTube thing took off, Thunder Valley would be cool. I've driven by that. I used to, yeah, Broderick, what's up? He's still here, thank you. I used to work in Oklahoma, so I've driven by Thunder Valley, and there's another one in like the Tulsa area that I used to drive by, I think. You ever thought about taking the car on a Rally North America event? It's a drag, but I have been trying. No, but I've seen that, and it was like 2 years ago. Like every automotive YouTuber that I watched was doing these little rally things, right? Where they would go like from here to Oklahoma to Arkansas and do the Tail of the Dragon and all that as kind of a big loop, and they'd come back, and all that seemed super cool to me. I just never had the opportunity to do it then. So I'm not opposed to it, and I know that there has been some things where you could go on these little rallies, and then there's these stops where you would like do some drag racing along the way, and I think that would be a really fun time. It's just finding the time to do it. Let's see. I don't want to leave you guys. I don't want to be boring. I'm trying to think of cool things to talk about. I don't know when the last time was that I explained how I got the name Mustang. It's kind of a funny story. It's a short story. I worked for my dad back in high school, and I had a Z-Max Dragway. Thank you, Miller's Lawn Care. That is the 4-wide one I was talking about. So back in the day, I was in high school. I had a 2000. It was a V6 Mustang. It meant everything to me, and it was the worst car ever. As far as like what you don't do to cars. It had an eBay cold air intake, and it wasn't tuned for it at all. And it had exhaust on it, but it was like I don't know, it had some ghetto muffler on it, and it was a single tip. I hate saying that. It was a single tip 2000 V6 Mustang, and it sounded, I mean, high school Sean thought it was sick. Like, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. We would put a spare tire on it and we would just roast the donut and just create these huge smoke clouds. Like, it was obnoxious, right? So anyways, I had that car and I would drive it to work for my dad when I worked for him in the summers. He did construction and I was learning Spanish in high school, and so it was a cool opportunity for me to expand on my Spanish speaking and get work, do some work and earn some money so I could drive my car, and I want to say modify my car, but I really, beyond what I had done, I hadn't really modified it. We did go to the drag strip and race it. It was super slow, it was a turd. Anyways, go to work, and there was a guy that worked for my dad for, I don't know, like 15, 20 years. Super nice guy, and he loved the car. And he would always ask if I drove. He would always say, hey, Sean, you drive a Mustang to work? You driving a Mustang to work? And I thought it was the funniest thing ever. So I'd be like, did I drive the what? And he'd say, did you drive the Mustang? And I was like, yeah, man. Yeah, I drove the Mustang. And ever since then, it stuck. And so it's always been known to me as the Mustang. I thought it was hilarious and it was catchy. And not until I started doing YouTube did somebody send me a picture of a shirt from Canada, and it was the Mustang logo, the running pony, but the pony was replaced with a moose, and it said Mustang on it. And I was like, dude, genius. They already beat me to the punch with the name and a shirt. So yeah, it was that's how I got the name for the channel. It kind of stuck. Oh, and the 09 part, it was a fluke deal. I never owned a 09 Mustang. I owned a 2008 Mustang. That also was a V6. It was the first new car I ever purchased, and I went and signed up on s197forum.com. Back in the day, man, that site was where it was at. There were so many people on there. I put my time in there, met a lot of those dudes. I talked to some guys on there for 10 years, 10, 12 years. We talked and never met them. And then finally, when I went to San Francisco a couple of years ago, I got to meet some guys from there, and it was like seeing a long lost brother. But I signed up on S197 forum, and when I was typing my name in, I was typing Mustang 08, and I put my password in and hit enter, and I fat fingered it, and I typed Mustang 09, and so that's the miraculous story of how the 09 got to the end of Mustang. It was a fat finger blunder that shouldn't have ever been. It's supposed to be 08 at the end of it, and it became 09, so that's what it is. Wow, Jeff, yeah, dude, S197 forum, man, that was first time I saw people wire tucking motors. First time I saw dudes on the Coyotes throwing Whipples on, or Kinnebell, that's what it was, the Kinnebell superchargers. My buddy Nick did that. I mean, you really started talking guys just doing cool, crazy stuff that you didn't see other people do. It was a good forum. Like, it was a lot of chill dudes who, I mean, there's always the one guy, right? There's always the one guy that takes immaculate care of his car. Like, you don't even know how he has time to keep his car so perfect looking. But there was the one guy that did that. Well, he had time because he never drove it, right? And so we had the guy that did that. We had the guy that could take the dopest pictures ever. And then we had guys like Nick, who was basically like the guinea pig for some things. Like, there's no tutorials on YouTube. There's no forum write-ups. Nick's doing the forum write-ups. He's teaching guys step by step how to install these mods and everything. And then you got me, who's out there learning from this stuff, and then I'm putting it into video form and learning how to modify my car and teach others what I could do. You have $3 million. Ooh, $3 million for 5 cars. What do you buy? Oh, I'm horrible at these because I'm so indecisive. I gotta buy the top of the line pickup truck. So it'd be like F450, like just crazy oodled out with mods. I don't want to sell this car, so I don't know. Ford GT, 05 Ford GT is dream car, like the one before this new one. I love that thing. I've been a fan of that ever since they came out. I would get it in white with blue stripes. I'm not a big stripes fan. Some people ask me, hey man, do you think I should put stripes on my car or stripes on this or whatever? And to me, stripes are for race cars, and even then, it's only for a certain type of race car. And a Ford GT, like a supercar, to me classifies as a race car. However, I would even debate deleting the stripes and going full on white. I just think that would be super sick as a supercar. And then I still have 2.5 million to play with, right? What do I get then? What do I get then? Man, oh man. See, I'm not the supercar thing. Like, there's other things I'd rather do. Like I have this inner fantasy of doing. I want to do a 5.0 Coyote swap on so many things. Like, I want to do a Coyote swap on first gen Bronco. I want to do a Coyote swap on. Like, I think it'd be cool to do like an earlier Ford Ranger, like a 70s or whatever they are. I think it'd be cool to do that. I think it'd be cool to make a drag truck out of a newer Ford Ranger and do a Coyote swap, twin turbo it, and some really cool stuff. But then I also want to do stuff with imports. Like, ever since Fast and the Furious came out, which I know is cliche to say, but like, I got a neighbor down the street selling a Tacoma, and it's an older Tacoma. I remember 1320 posting this video about these guys racing their Tacomas at the drag strip, and their 2J swap, single turbo, big turbo, making gobs of power, just flying down the track. That sounds like a lot of fun to me. I want to start getting into things like that, motor swaps, and I want to do it with the Mustang. I want to get comfortable working on a newer car and learning this and doing the turbo and all that jazz. I think that'd be super cool. So it's hard for me to do the 3 mil, 1 mil thing. 70 Chevelle, red, white stripes. Love that car. Been a huge fan of Chevelle since high school. We had a shop teacher who had one. I would have to go dark gray, like a dark gray, black stripes. All I want is a Chevy SS and a Viper TA. Chevy SS, you can't go wrong with Chevy SS. Like, we were this close to, like, I wanted one for my wife so bad, but we ended up getting her Lexus SUV. It just came out to the cost, really. At the time, the SSs were still so new, and they were really, really expensive. I mean, they were like, you could option a C7 on the lower end and get that over a Chevy SS. The Chevy SSs were just insanely expensive. Let's see. The money deal, it's weird. It's weird because it's not that I don't think one day I'll have that money. One day I think I want to, I think I have that money, right? But I want to do stuff for others. Like, I would love to, that 70 Chevelle, buy one for my dad, and he likes the same look. Dark gray, like almost flat black stripes on it. Deck out the interior, do some wicked LS with a supercharger or a turbo or something, which he wouldn't even want that much power, but I would want it just for him, and big brakes, and really like chip foosified that car. I think that would be like amazing to do, and it'd be so cool just to go in and just be like, yo dad, here's the keys to this wicked car that I built you. It's a goal of mine. It's one day I will do that for my dad. It would be super awesome. What is the most sacrilegious car thing you have seen that you actually enjoyed? Would be an LS and a 69 fastback. Okay, so I'm totally anti LSs in the Fords. Man, but the other day there was big single turbo LS swap Fox body, dark gray. It was on Facebook in like the 500 horsepower cars for sale page. I don't know if you guys follow that or not, but that car looked gorgeous. It had a cage in it. It looked great coming off the line. It had drag slicks on it. It looked awesome. Probably the most sacrilegious thing though, I saw a LS swapped, is that thing called a Fiero? The little car, and it had the rear mount motor in it, and the LS was turned like sideways in it. Like, that was super strange. It was cool, but it was really weird. I'm trying to think. Like, another weird one that I saw was like an SR motor and like old rat rod, hot rod vehicle, and that was super weird to me. That was years. It was like the first year of this channel, and I think I filmed that thing, and I saw that was like years before this Honda is actually in the Ford. What was it? The Model A or whatever that came out, and they had like the IndyCar stance on it, and it's powered by a Honda motor. That's kind of, I would say, probably one of the most sacrilegious things I've seen, having a Honda motor in a classic American car like that. But the whole stance and look of it was super cool. It was like a dark gray. That car looked awesome. Would you ever consider a track hawk? I mean, would I consider it? Sure, I would consider it. I'm considering it now. Yeah, I would love to have a track hawk. Those cars are sick. Would I ever do it? Probably not. I'm not a huge Dodge fan. No offense to the Dodge guys out there. Finally, Dodge has come around and improved the looks of the inside of their vehicles. It took them years to update their trucks. I mean, and my wife had a Jeep, and I forget what year that was. I think it was 07. It was a Cherokee, and the interior looked just like a work truck, like a Dodge Ram work truck, and it was nothing special. And it was kind of just lackluster on the inside, and the fuel economy was horrible. The legroom in the back wasn't there. Other than that, the thing looked cool, but it just, besides looking good, it really wasn't, from the outside it wasn't much. So, not the biggest Dodge fan in the world. My brother-in-law did just buy a Dodge though, so shout out to you, man. Congrats on the new truck. Hey, at least it's a truck. I'm happy for him. He really wanted something that made him feel more manly, and nothing's more manly in Texas than buying a truck. And he did buy the Hemi, and he bought the four-wheel drive on it, so, I mean, he did it right. Anthony Franks, I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing, man. Thank you for coming to the live stream and hanging out, supporting me with some comments. If you're here and you haven't already, hit the like button. 10,000 subscribers. This is the first live stream I've done on YouTube, besides like the Conor McGregor fight that I did. I did that one. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I did the Conor McGregor live stream just for the clicks. It was clickbait, Sean. I'm sorry. But I enjoy the live stream stuff, man. We do it on Instagram every week with my daughter. We've been doing it for 3 weeks in a row now, and it's super fun. It's cool to go on there and just cut loose and hang out and talk with you guys. And something I like more about this is it's kind of like leading into a podcast, right? Like I would love to do a podcast one day. Shock. What is shock? We go to the Rod Run and Pigeon Forge and see a lot of crazy stuff. I bet, man, those guys get wild. The rat rods are cool. I think their time came and it kind of dwindled down, and then, I mean, everything. Oops, low battery light. Sorry, guys. Everything comes back around. All the fads come back around. And one thing I do have to say is I'm extremely excited where the automotive industry is right now. I mean, I think we're living in unprecedented times, the things we're going to start seeing. I mean, you're talking about, I mean, look at what Elon Musk is doing over there with Tesla and the self-driving cars and the things they're putting in there. It's absolutely amazing. I think the aftermarket side of the automotive industry is back. The government or our economy is doing so well that people can afford to go out and modify their cars and do cool things with them and race them and finally have a toy again and be able to have this hobby that costs a lot of money. I mean, if you're into cars, we all know, you got to admit, it ain't cheap. And so the time we're in now is super cool. You go to the drag strip, especially down here, man, the drag strip is packed. I went 3 or 4 weeks ago I went, and it was an hour to hour and 15 minutes between runs. There were that many people there. It wasn't a case of people wrecking and spilling on the track. It was just, it took that long to get that many cars to run down an 8-mile track. It's insane. You guys are right, man. They're money pits. You got to pay to play. And it's an addiction that I wouldn't change for anything. I love vehicles. I try and surround myself with people that like the same kind of things, and car guys are awesome. Just the bonds and the friendships we have, even via internet, it's crazy, right? I mean, people do it now with video games all the time. People are like, oh yeah, my buddy's playing online. It's like, who's your buddy? It's like, oh, I don't know. We met online years ago and we've been playing ever since. But now it's like, car guys have always been that way on forums or message boards or whatever, and we just know each other. I mean, it's the meme that goes around, and it's like, oh, what was your name? You drive the you drive the red 5.0 with the Hurst shifter on it? And they're like, yeah, that's me. And it's like, oh, what was your name again? And they're like, oh, it's Steve. Oh, hey, Steve, good to meet you, or see you again, whatever. And so it's just funny how things like that work. We got some questions coming in. I've got the itch for a Mustang. I'm a super duty truck guy. Do I build a 5.0 or pay up for a GT350? Man, it all depends. If you're trying to go straight lined, do the 5.0. They eat boost up. They love boost. It's insane. If you're trying to go around a track, twist and turns, GT350 all day. I have always said I'd rather spend my money on my car addiction than a drug addiction or alcohol addiction. Absolutely true, Robert. I mean, especially if you're coherent enough to make the decision where you don't want to do drugs or alcohol, definitely do cars. Do anything other than drugs or alcohol. You know, I participate in three of arguably the most expensive hobbies. I do cars, which we just discussed are expensive. I love guns, which are really expensive. And then I also do videography. And this stuff isn't cheap, man. I mean, look at, this is the camera that I use for my videos. It's a Panasonic GH4. It's not the newest model. It was when I bought it. The body comes by itself. So you get, when you buy it online, you literally just get, let me see if it'll come off. Well, anyways, you get this body here, and then you have to buy this adapter, and this adapter is like $500 so I can use my Canon lenses. And then these Canon lenses they don't give them away. Then you got to buy this fuzzy little microphone thing, and all to bring good quality content. I love it. I'm not complaining. This is equivalent to modding a car for me. This stuff is super cool. Learning about different video techniques, different products and gear that's out. I'm a sucker for gear. Not that you have to have gear. People ask, how do you start a YouTube channel? This right here, your cell phone. I'm working on my live stream on my phone now, but the phones nowadays, man, the cameras on them are better than the first cameras I ever bought for YouTube. So you can use your phone, no problem. Ludicrous speed, yeah. Ludicrous speed, I wanna sit in a Tesla and feel ludicrous speed. Guns are cheap here in Florida, and I'm also into video photography. I have a 4K drone. That's awesome, man. I've also got a drone. I've got the Mavic Pro. That thing's super cool. I mean, look at drone technology too. The time we live in, man. People, and I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan podcasts. I don't know if any of you guys are Joe Rogan fans, but he was talking with Theo Vaughn like a month or so ago, and they were asking like, would you rather live in a different era than what we live in now? If you could live in 1910, 1950, 1945, 2100, like 2100, would you rather live then or would you rather live now? And I think, and Joe said, I'd rather live right now. We're in the best time ever right now. You don't know what the future's gonna be like. We're gonna be surrounded by robots and we're running fearing for our lives, or what is it gonna be? But I agree, right now is it. Right now is awesome. I think I'm gonna buy a Pentax K70 this summer. I don't know much about, do they do video on the Pentax, or is that just for strictly photography? And is it a micro four thirds, or is it a like crop sensor or a full frame? Oh yeah, the unique Typhoon. I see those at Best Buy. Yeah. I have no experience with them. I mean, other than seeing them on the shelves, but they look good. I mean, they look sick. I have GoPros galore. I've got these little Hero 4s here. I've got a couple of those. I don't have the OG GoPro that took like AAA batteries, but the one that came right after, where they had a charging battery on it, was the first GoPro. That's the first one I had, and then I had a GoPro 3 and stuff like that. Oh, it does 1080p video. Perfect. I mean, and it's a DSLR. You can change the lenses and all that. That's great. As long as there's a microphone jack, and you can get good quality audio, or if it has a good mic on it, you can just put one of the little dead cats on it. I think you'll be rock solid. Yeah, learn the photos. Learn the photo editing too. I mean, that's as much as like eating right helps you get in shape, not just working out. I think editing photos helps you also when it comes to taking photos. Obviously, you have to capture a great shot to even make it excellent with photo editing. But I think photo editing is a big portion that a lot of Instagram photographers, and I'm one of them, miss out on. I'm by no means a good photo taker. I think I'm average at best. It's okay, max 400 feet, kills batteries fast. they're all limited to 400 feet, man. I think that's FAA guidelines is 400 feet. You can't go higher than that. You start getting the airspace there with low-flying aircraft like helicopters and crop dusters and things like that. So, got to keep it out of their way. Dude, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I know it's late here in Texas. It's 10 o'clock. Where's everybody from? Yeah, I use, Naz, I use Snapseed on my phone to edit. I think that Snapseed's free and it's super awesome. So I'm in Texas. I'm in the DFW area. It's 10 o'clock. I think I know Naz. Are you, Najir, are you in New York? Robert's in Florida. That's right. You said guns are cheap there. I want to go to Florida and go bass fishing. Like another thing I like is fishing. Like, tease you guys real quick. I got a new rod. And this is going to be a video for the truck coming up. This is a 2-piece rod. And it's going to be my new truck fishing setup, so I'm excited about that. It snowed this morning. It did not snow here. It was really cold here the last couple days. It was like 21 degrees, and with wind chill it was like 7, so that stinks. Yep, addiction number 4. That's it. I know kind of on topic, but thinking of projector headlights for the Beast. Congrats on 10K from Canada. Dude, shout out to Canada. What part of Canada? I am a fan of Canada. I want to come up to Canada and visit Canada. BC seems amazing to me. I used to really be into the downhill mountain biking thing. I never really did it. I watched a lot of it. I was a fan of it. And I did ride trails, like single track stuff, but I only had a hardtail. Vancouver is beautiful. Everything I've seen online, Vancouver looks awesome. Projector headlights for the Beast. You know, the bulbs I got from Headlight Revolution were awesome. So if I did anything else with the headlights, it'd probably be chrome delete. I want to get in there, and I'm just a little hesitant to break the factory seal on those and crack them open and start painting the chrome. But I do want to get that done one day, and I want to chrome delete the whole truck. I'm kind of throwing around the idea right now of buying some emblems from Ford. They're like 20 bucks, and testing out my abilities to paint them myself and paint match them to the truck and kind of do a gloss matte mixture with the layers of the logo. I think that'd be super sick. If you don't know, the emblems on the front of the truck, they come off into one piece, but they actually break down into like 5 different pieces, and you can do different color schemes with them that way. And it looks really cool, it looks sick. So I'd love to do a tutorial on that and really get some good results. So I'm gonna practice with one. If it goes well, then you'll see a video come out on that. Air horns for sure. Dude, I just want to be a menace to society sometimes, and oh, paused again. I want to be a menace sometimes and just use air horns. Like, I'm sort of an aggro driver sometimes, and you got to let people know that they messed up. So that's where the air horns come into play. I need to go get a charger for my phone. I got to run inside real quick. Let's see, phone charger. Welcome inside of the Mustang house. This is our kitchen. We've got our island. It's kind of a mess. My wife's gonna be mad because I'm showing you the house and we didn't pick up. Let's see. Plug you guys in. Blink. Let's see here. There was a video of some dude driving around with a train horn. Yeah, man, horn blasters. Horn blasters was real big on that. They made a lot of videos, a lot of viral stuff scaring people. I don't really want it for the scaring factor. Just sometimes when people stop in the middle of the road for no good reason, or don't turn when they're supposed to turn, and things like that. 35-year fireman here. I needed my air horns. Dude, I bet, dude. People, it's insane how many times you see people not get out of the way for emergency vehicles, and it drives me nuts. It's like, I know you see the lights. I know you see this massive vehicle coming up on you really fast, and you can obviously hear them. Look, I mean, I live 1 block away from the fire department. Every time they leave, I hear them. But those guys are all super cool. I've met them. Really nice guys. I wired mine to, I think that's supposed to be 2 upfitter switch, and can switch between factory and air. Dude, Robert, did you do a video on this? I watched the video the other day of a guy doing this. He wired it to the far right upfitter for power for the compressor, and then I think, well, his was on number 1 to the upfitter switch, and then he, like you said, when the one upfitter switch is off, he pushes the horn and it's normal, and then he hits number 1 upfitter switch, and then it's the air horn or the train horn. And I want to do that really bad. What brand of horns did you go with, or did you get a kit? I'm very bad at electrical stuff. Like the wiring stuff scares me. Boone, North Carolina. NC in the house. They introduced the rumbler siren because people weren't hearing the cars. What's the rumblers? I have to look that up. Look at this, you guys are chatting away in the chat. That's sick. Are you staying busy out there right now in North Carolina with the lawn care stuff? It should be turning around, right? Or is it super full there still? A ton of your friends went to App State from high school. Right next door to you, stuck in New Mexico. New Mexico, man. I don't know if I know anybody from New Mexico. Do you think you'll ever get... Oh, sorry, Mason, you asked that earlier. I missed that. If I got it wrapped a different color, it would be one of 2 things. One, I would get something like wild, like a design. I get like a really cool design on the car, or I would just go with like the avalanche gray that was in the Mustang. I think the gray that I've always liked is from Ferrari, and it's called Grigio Medio. I think it was Ferrari, and it translates into like middle gray, so it's like a medium gray type color. And my buddy Jeremy and he used to have a gray 5.0, and he moved to Colorado, got rid of it and everything. But when he was down here and we were hanging out all the time, we would always talk about wrapping the car or getting it painted one day. And that Grigio Medio color from Ferrari was so sick, and we loved it. We'd only seen one Ferrari at the time with it. And then all of a sudden, like a year or so ago, like TJ Hunt did one of his cars in gray. Everybody started doing that gray color, and then all these like Kia and Scion, they all started coming out with this gray color. And so I was like, dadgummit, man. Kind of like stole the thunder out from underneath me. Not that I was going to do it like that time anyways, but it was always a thought in the back of my head. Factory American France from a 1985 pumper, compressor, switch, outside of the thing. I'm gonna have to screenshot that. That's a lot. Rumble signs make the car vibrate. Oh my gosh! Can I get those on the truck? Can I get the rumbler sirens? You sitting at a light and just and the car in front of me would just rattle. Man, I like that idea. That would take some people for a surprise. I wonder how well it would work if like you pulled up somebody's house and they're like in the living room, and you hit it, you know? That's like some Fast and Furious stuff where like they shot the car with a little claw thing and it like turned it off. All wires from it switches from soft point to the air. Insanely loud. I mean, I don't know much about these horns, but what you're describing sounds loud. I would love to see a video on it. If you got a video on YouTube, let me know. I would love to see it. You can message it on IG or on my Facebook page, Mustang09, or leave a link in the chat. I've got it pulled up over here. I'll click on it. I know it's hard to tell how loud they are on video, though. They kind of at some point just peak out whatever microphone you're using, and it's hard to really get like an idea of how loud they truly are. It was 9 this morning. What was 9 this morning? 9 lawns this morning? Man, we've been going for a little over an hour. That's awesome. I always wondered how, like, when people did live streams, it was like, man, it seems like being on there for 9 degrees. Jeez Louise. Forget that. That's insane. I always wondered how, when people would do live streams, how how they went for an hour and a half or 2 hours or however long people go. And I kind of wonder the same thing with podcasts. But if you got a good guest on a podcast, right, conversation comes naturally, questions start bouncing off of each other. And so I think it would be fun to start doing podcasts. I like to talk. If you watch some of my earlier videos where we were vlogging, it was like super long episodes. And I just don't know how much people really want to listen to you. My average view duration was low, and so I started shortening the length of my videos and really getting to the point on things, and then you would see the average view duration grow on that. So that's why I changed, but I think podcasts are cool. I pay for YouTube Premium, so I don't have ads, but the beauty of that is that I can close the screen and still listen to whatever's on YouTube. I don't have to have it open. And so that's, for that, I love it for podcasts, and certain podcasts I listen to are only on YouTube, so that's why I do that. But if you guys have good podcasts you listen to, let me know what those are. I listen to Joe Rogan sometimes. I listen to the Diesel Brothers, Diesel Dave, the Heavy Checklist. That one's good. I listen to, I'm a huge fan of esports and gaming. I've been one for a while. Started with Call of Duty. I've seen like the whole Optic organization grow from nothing to this massive thing, and huge fan of them. So I listen to Hector Rodriguez, Optic Hex. He's got a podcast called The Eavesdrop, and he's got some pretty good guests on there. He just started that, I think, last year. So it's been a good podcast. It's 9 degrees here right now. Dude, forget that. I think it's like 40 something outside maybe here, and that's pretty chilly. I don't mind it too much. Like, my favorite weather is always hoodie weather, so I love that. Have you seen these trucks with 14-foot beds on Instagram? I think that's the one where they're like, it's not Photoshop, it's real. And it just looks like it's Photoshop. It looks like it can't be real. I'm like, dude, there's no way that that's real. Like, that's insane. A 14-foot bed is ridiculous. Like, that's gotta be as big as the Mustang. Like, you can put a Mustang in the back of this thing. Let me see. I've got, it's chilly here in Florida, 42. It's bigger than the Mustang. Yeah. The Mustang is like right at like 14 feet. That's crazy. We could slap the Mustang in the back of one of those trucks. It's like -23. Forget that. I'm moving. I don't care how good the school is or if it's free. I don't know if I can handle -23 wind chill. That they don't even make jackets in Texas, like coats, to handle that. That's insane. I feel bad for you, man. I hope you drink a lot of hot chocolate or whatever to stay warm. That's insane. 6 pairs of socks. How wide is the Mustang? Mowing first of all. Let's see how wide the Mustang is. Mustang. Oh, it's like six. It's like 6.5 feet wide. So yeah. Yo, Miller, do you watch? I know there's another YouTube channel of the guy who has a lawn care company, and he had an F-250, like a newer one. And when I first got mine, I saw a bunch of his videos where he was talking about the truck and using it for the lawn care business. Just shout out that other guy if you don't watch him. Maybe you might find some of his content interesting. I like to share YouTube channels that I like to watch. That'd be one of them. Took his wife to pick it up. I might end this soon. I don't know. You guys tell me. You guys are supplying the good questions and stuff, so. Who took his wife to pick up the new truck? I'm confused. That lawn mowing guy? That's on YouTube? I don't know. Did you sell the factory 4 wheels? Nah, dude. Those junkers are right there. They're sitting right there. I can't sell them. They're just sitting. They got great tread. Like, look at how much is on this. It's insane. Those have an 11 rating, whatever that means. had the discount tire guys measure them and like write some sort of like the tread depth on there, and they're like, two of them are 9 and 2 of them are 11. They're really good, and I'm like, okay. I haven't been, yeah, 11:30 seconds, and so I haven't been able to get them sold yet. You do you. I'm just here for the ride. Dude, I appreciate that. Thank you for being cool and chilling out and supporting the live stream. I don't know if I'm going to make this live afterwards and make it a video on the channel or what I'm going to do with it. It's kind of just a chill sesh. We get to come out here and hang out, do a little bit of Q&A, ask some things. I like this format. I think this is super cool. I think doing it on Instagram is cool. So if you're not on Instagram, you can follow me over there, Mustang09. This gives me the option to like tease things, right? So I showed you the rod. Let me show you the reel. Let's see here. This was, do any of you guys fish? Like, I don't have a boat, but I've always bank fished, and I find that pretty fun. I think the biggest fish I've ever caught is like 4.5 pounds, if that, 4 pounds. But Bass Pro had these reels on sale. It's their Bass Pro special. It's like their Pro Qualifier 2. And usually they're $100, but this thing was on sale for $50, and it's super awesome. It's a 6/8-to-1, 7 bearings. It's got dual brakes on it, so it's awesome. It's left-hand retrieve. I like the left-hand retrieve. If you could change any trend in the auto industry, what would it be? Change any trend? It would be stance cars, dude. Stance cars are ridiculous. Nah, you're right, Naz. I take that back. I would have to do the 25-year rule too. I've got my buddy Trevor who imports cars for RB Motoring. You saw me drive a couple of his R32s and things like that. So it'd have to be the import law, right? I think it'd be super sick to have I wouldn't mind having a right-hand drive Mustang over here. I think it'd be super cool to be able to import one of those. And I was actually watching Adam LZ's video, and that one dude at the end had that F250 that was right-hand drive. He got it converted, and that's insane. I think it would be wicked just to do a right-hand drive swap in America, just to freak people out. But the thing is, it's super awkward to drive right-hand drive when it's not set up for it here. It's just ridiculous. What do you think about the 2020 Super Duty? I like the 2020 Super Duty, but I like my body style's front end better. I'm not a big fan of the grill. If you look, I think the grill looks a little bit like the Dodge grill. Not that there's anything wrong with the Dodge grill. I just not a huge fan of. No, they're 18s. No, what size are they? They are 20s. I think they're 20s. Let me look. Oh, I think they're 18s. Yeah, they're 18s. They're not 20s. They're the platinum, or not. They're the XLT premiums or whatever. They're all chromed out and everything. California exhaust law. I think people freaked out about that exhaust law and not really knew the difference in that it was already there and now they're just enforcing it or whatever. Used to love bank fishing until they started letting gators stay in DFW. Corey, where do you see gators in DFW, bro? You gotta warn me, dude. I don't see no gators. I don't want to come up on no gator on the side. We do stay strapped out here in Texas though, so let a gator try and mess with me. Be the last that gator ever tried. Yeah, Brian has that red F250, that's for sure. Right-hand drive Mustangs, I forgot who made a detailed comparison of EU Mustangs and US Mustangs. I don't know, I haven't seen that video. I'd be interested in seeing that video though. How much are they? How much are 7.3? Dude, that 7.3 is sick. I think that's gonna be cool. I am interested to see people start swapping that into some things. And whoa, almost fell off the chair here. I'm excited to see that come on like a pallet and people start swapping it. I almost ate it on this little shop chair. It's uncomfortable, so I'm trying to change how I'm sitting. Maybe hold on one second. Let's see. They saw them all over on Lake Louisville. Damn, freaking gators. That'd be crazy. I'd flip my lid if I saw a gator, bro. You should see me. I run around like a chicken, scaredy cat when I see a snake on the bank. I'm out of there. If I see a little water moccasin swimming, your boy, I'm gone. That's a 1/260 foot every day of the week when I see a snake on the bank, bro. I'm out of there. With all the favorite supercar brand. Man, favorite supercar. Okay, supercar. I gotta remember the difference between supercar and hypercar. Supercar, Lambo. I'll just say Lambo. I think Lambos are super cool. But I also like, I don't know, Ford has a really cool supercar. I like the GT. I think that's super awesome. Hypercar, the Koenigsegg's are sick. But I don't know if you consider that a hypercar or just a supercar. I mean, the Koenigsegg, like the Agera and stuff, those things are ridiculous. Yeah, man, I've been bank fishing for a while. Just, you know, flipping Texas rig Cinco. Oh, that Josette cart, that thing is gorgeous. Shun, I saw your comment up there, man. I forgot to reply to you. Congrats, dude. So happy for you. Keep it coming. Hope everyone's doing well. Yes, Shun, thank you so much for, you've been around forever too, dude. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for supporting me and keeping subscribed and seeing it come to 10K. And I think this is awesome. Like, it's only going to get better and better and better. I was asking what you wanted for the wheels. Oh, I was asking like 1,200 on Instagram, but I'll take 1,000. I mean, I think 1,000 is a great deal. Those tires new are 300 something bucks, and if you're trying to get a replacement wheel for the F250, I mean, you're talking 400 or 500 bucks from Ford. So I think the wheels are definitely, the tires alone are worth it. So I think at $1,000 you're getting a good deal, and you're basically getting the wheels for free. I've got the lug nuts and the center caps that all go with it. Would I ever own a Hellcat or Demon? Bruh, what's up with you and Dodges? One, I don't. The answer is no. I would never own one. Would I ever? If somebody was like, "Hey, here's the keys to a Demon. Would you take it?" Yeah, heck yeah, I would take it. But I don't know. There's. I like to build stuff. I like to make stuff my own. And while this car, has been a slower process throughout the years of getting it boosted and what I want it to be, it's because I'm trying to do things right leading up to it. And when you do things that way, in my mind, it's a little expensive. But like the truck, I like making that my own and customizing it. I wouldn't call it like a build. I'd call it customization and making it stuff I like. Viper has always been my dream car. Viper is a totally different story. For sure, Viper is super duper cool. I just am not a fan of the Charger or the Challenger. I think they're big, they're massive. I would own a Camaro before I owned one of those. I know it's weird coming from me, but my issues with the Camaro aren't necessarily the Chevy. I mean, if I put the Chevy factor aside, I would say it's got a super long hood. Like looking over it and seeing in front of it is impossible. The Camaro front end is huge. And every Camaro owner will tell you that. And then also the blind spots. There are so many freaking blind spots in a Camaro, it's unreal. This car, I'm not gonna say it's perfect. It's got its issues or whatever too. I mean, but yeah, I don't know. My first car was a Mustang. My parents got that one for me, so very thankful for that. And ever since then, it's just been, and I've always been very loyal to companies that make good products, to brands that I purchase. I mean, I've got Adidas there. I've got Adidas pants. I've got Adidas shoes on. Like, to me, it's like, if you're gonna do it right and stick with it, right? Thoughts on vets? Good question, Jonathan. This is where you'll get me to start swaying to the Chevy scene. The C7 Corvette, Chevrolet knocked it out of the park. I think they had a lot of momentum coming off the C6 Z06. I think they heard a lot from their fans and listened and implemented some changes into the C7. And dude, the C7, even like a base model package C7, I think that's entry level supercar stuff, especially when you get into the C7. It's like the Z07 package or whatever, where it's got the spoiler that's adjustable and all the different things that it's got, like carbon ceramic brakes, I think, and just different things like that. But I think I love them. They look sick, and I think Chevy did an awesome job. Ford does not have a direct competitor for the Corvette as far as like a separate model vehicle, but I would dare to say the new GT500 could be that. I mean, they're just different. You're right. There's not a direct competitor for the Corvette, but it doesn't concern me. I mean, I think Ford's doing really good things. I'm trying to think. I will say the one thing I'll brag about Dodge, which, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of their vehicles and stuff like that, but their marketing has been top notch for the last few years. Like the Dodge's, what they're doing, supporting social media, like creators and influencers, people on YouTube, people on Instagram, the commercials they have running on TV, all fantastic. Dodge is knocking it out of the park with that. Ford, however, is making great looking vehicles, great performing vehicles, and they're sticking true to who they are, and I like that. I don't want to see a Mustang come out that's a hatchback, four-door, like family wagon. Please, Lord, don't let that happen. We got a long one here. Corey was loyal to Chevy till their design team seemingly has strokes. Started watching your videos as I found your truck did, considering a 2020 F250, maybe a 7.3. I don't think you can go wrong with a 7.3. My only concern would be first gen, new motor. Let them figure it out and then get into it. But the 2020 truck looks amazing. Don't get me wrong. If you can swing it. They look great. Ford is doing great things. I love that they went back to like the square body style and sharper edges instead of the rounded tail lights and things like that, like they were doing in the early 2000s and late 90s. So, dude, Corey, you were like the old school Chevy version of me. You with the '08 Silverado and the '92 Camaro. That's like super similar to the setup I've got going on with the Mustang and the truck. And it's always been a dream of mine to have a truck and a car that match and a trailer that matches that, and to kind of show up and be like a unit. Like it's well put together, it's uniformed, it looks good, and people know who it is. Like, I think that'd be sick, right? To have the blackout trailer with the black Mustang and the black truck. And that's why I got the black truck, is so that I can match the Mustang. So that was the primary decision behind that. I was looking at one of the gray ones, the dark gray. I can't, for whatever reason, I can't remember the color code for that gray. But my buddy had one in the Mustang. It's slipping my mind. Hey, Robert. Dude, thank you so much for hanging out tonight, supplying all the questions, a lot of good comment. Thank you for watching the channel and being one of the 10K. I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Do you have a favorite childhood pinup poster car you still admire? I always had the Mercy with the doors that go up. I think those cars are super cool. I had a lot of hot rods though, and my dad, I wouldn't say my dad was a Chevy guy, but he always liked the Chevelle and the old Camaro, and those impressions always kind of came to me, and any like a 67 or a 69 Camaro, or like the fastback Mustangs, all of those old school cars are stuff that I really still love and would love to own one day. And like I said earlier in the live stream, I would so love one day to be able to build either a first gen Camaro or that Chevelle and hand the keys to my dad. I think that'd be super cool. And one of these days, I would definitely love to have a collection of cars, and it's not just all Ford stuff, right? I would like to expand and have multiple different vehicles. So, but one car that I always had was like an old school Mustang. I think that'd be super cool to have one day. And I would love to get one for my wife. I would love to get a convertible with the V8 and and it would be a automatic. That way she could go drive it, feel comfortable driving it wherever. It had enough oomph in it, and it still retained its like classic demeanors. I think that'd be really cool. Yes, magnetic gray. Yes. Thank you for helping me out there with that. It was slipping my mind there. Let's see. Do you guys have favorite childhood vehicles? I'm gonna flip that on you. Let me know in the comments what kind of vehicles you guys like. Or let me ask this question. If you had this Mustang, what would you do to it? Oh, sexy Nick is in the shower. What's up, dude? Man, Nick's the guy we were talking about earlier on S197 forum. He was the dude that was out there killing it. He was the one doing all the write-ups, doing installs that people weren't doing, and he was like groundbreaking for the S197. But dude, Nick's been on his grind. Nick's been on his hustle. See, look, there you go. He just got back from the gym. Man, Nick is a cool dude. Go over to Instagram and follow Strong on Garage. He's got his Hellcat, and oh, it's sick. I've got a 2017 F250 6.2 and love it. Also have a 2001 Chevy HD. So you're a truck guy. Thank you for coming over and watching the truck videos, man. I appreciate that. Naz with the red Viper. I know, man. You love those red Vipers. Honestly, though, like dream car. If the one dream car I'd have to have, right, would be the Ford GT, and it would be like the 05 model, and it would be supercharged and white, blue stripes. That's goals for me. So one day I'll have that vehicle. One day that I'll own that, and I'm looking forward to that day. If I had the Mustang, I'd get, dude, I love Whipples too, right? That's like where you're hitting home, because when I had my V6 Mustang, like the only supercharger that was out there that people really did was a root style, and I always loved the way root style blowers sound. I love the way they sounded on the 4.6s, and when people were doing the Kennebelt Mammoths, and when you hit it and it starts building, like it just sounds so sick under throttle. So I do love the root style blowers. Those ones are cool. Just bought an E-Force. We'll see how that plays out. What are you putting I forgot what car you have, Jeff. What are you putting the E-Force on? I'd be interested to see your results on that and see how you like that. I know, I don't know many people who do the E-Force. I think the only E-Force I've seen is, 06 GT. Gotcha. The E-Force I saw with TJ Hunt did that on his BRZ, but I don't know many people rocking the E-Force. Edelbrock, they've been in the game for a super long time. Yeah, Nick was doing some crazy stuff back in the day with his 3 valves. So I think Nick had the Kennebell on his 3 valve. I'm pretty sure. Nick, if you're in the shower, Mr. Wet Fingers, you can type your response. Man, this is a cool day, man. 10K subs. This is like Christmas in March. It's crazy. 72 Chevy, 396, 4-speed. Favorite automotive YouTube channels? Oh, don't hit me with that. Favorite automotive YouTube channels? First and foremost, Motion Auto TV. Back in the day when I had those 240s that I bought and flipped, I always had dreams of LS swapping those, or putting a turbo on them, KAT in them, and stuff like that. And I came across Trevor's channel. So if you don't know who Motion Auto TV is, his name's Trevor. He lives up in Colorado. Super cool dude. He's been to my house a few times. We've met over the years, and he's super cool guy. He's got, I think, almost 300K subs. Like, he's been at it for a while. Self-taught, and that's one of the hardest working dudes I have met in the YouTube game. Adam LZ's videos are pretty good. Love what he's doing on his car. Yeah, he had the Kennebell. There you go. Kennebell 2.6 on the 05, heads and cams on the 07, Whipple 2.9 on the 11, Whipple 2.9 on the 15, and now his phone is wet. So, I mean, Motion Auto TV I really like. I like Chris from B is for Build. I think his channel is super sick. I've been watching him for a while now, since he started messing around with the BRZs and stuff like that. I'm trying to think who else I watch on YouTube automotive wise. There's so many. There's just so many channels. Like, I've been trying to get more into the Mustang scene and finding channels with Mustang people who drag race. I came across It's Just a Six the other day, so I've started to watch some of his stuff. He's got a pretty sick car. I mean, it's going pretty quick. It's a 9-second Mustang. That's fast, and it's thick, so that's awesome. Found another guy. It was called Down South Racing or Down South Mustangs or something. I don't know, something like that. He's got like a 17. It's like a white Mustang, and he drag races it. It's NA, but it's auto. I think it'd be cool to link up with some other YouTubers that are more my size. Maybe like some sub 100K guys, and we could link up and do some racing. I think that'd be super awesome. Supercharging your 6.2 would be super sick. I think you would get some guys, catch some guys by surprise with that. I've binged BHB for a long time. Oh yeah, Mighty Car Mods, dude. How could I forget them? I've watched them for years. I mean, I've kind of like tailed off recently and haven't been keeping up with too much of their stuff. I know they had the battle with Too Sexy and the other car. I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, dude, Mighty Car Mods, since they've been working in their garage and their driveway, yeah, those guys for sure. Dude, who else is there? I watched, there's so many YouTube, yeah, dude, yeah. David Patterson, of course, that dude in blue. He's one of the inspirations for me to start my channel. David's super cool guy. I used to we used to do video game live streams together. He did give me a shout out in one of his videos. I think it was a video of him and his dad driving around. His dad was telling stories. Big fan of David. I've gotten to meet him a couple of times in person. He is also, that dude grinds it out, man. He works really hard at what he does, and props to him. He came to Texas not too long ago. I was able to say hi to him and say what's up. So yeah, David's always been super kind and nice to me every time we've met. So that's pretty cool. It's been cool. It's kind of unique. You get into the scene and you don't ever think you're going to meet some of these guys, and then you pass across some weird way, right? And you get to meet and put your best foot forward and see where it goes from there. As you guys know, if you may not know, Trevor introduced me to Adam LZ. Adam LZ came to town and did some stuff with the local drift series. He stayed at my place. I kind of chauffeured him around, and it was my pleasure to do that. I mean, it was cool to hang out with him, and you know, people who have, I don't want to say mastered the craft, but who are excelling at the craft that you're working towards. I think it's awesome to surround yourself with those folks, and if you can pick something up and learn from them, then it's a good opportunity to do that. Let's see. Dude, I watch a lot of I watch, YouTube is my TV. We don't have satellite, cable, none of that. YouTube is what I watch. I watch all sorts of things on YouTube, man. I watch stuff from furniture building to a lot of esports stuff. I follow a lot of personalities on there from the esports, like Nadeshot, just kind of, and Big T from Optic. I try and pick up some things that they're doing and really implement that in my life so that I can be successful. And it's not to be a copycat or a mimic, it's to learn. I mean, there's a saying out there, if you're the smartest guy in the room, you're doing something wrong. Surround yourself with people that are smarter than you or that are experts at what they're doing, and learn from them. And there's nothing wrong with that. And so I think it'd be foolish to not be, I don't know, trying to better yourself every single day. Silver mods for my F250. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that, man. I try and do mods on the channel that I think are relatable, but also mods that I really enjoy. So there's been like one video or two videos where I did something like way back in the day. I talked about like some cleaning materials or stuff, and it wasn't necessarily something that like I didn't like, but it was something I didn't have a whole lot of experience with. And I was like, yeah, this is great. And I didn't really know. And it turns out to be a great product. They were pretty good. But I try and do mods that I really like, that I know you guys would like, or at least I know the quality of them, and you guys wouldn't be disappointed in that. So I try not to, oh, excuse me. I know as much, or as some of you may think, as small as my channel is, now we're at 10K, so you can't say it's small. 10K, right? We're a big deal. I don't have the biggest presence on YouTube, right? But I don't take for granted the power I have with what I put out there. I do know for a fact that people purchase things because of things I say on the internet, and I don't ever want to mislead people and send them to places that I wouldn't I'm trying to think of what I was gonna say. I was trying to read that comment that guy said. Sorry. I wouldn't want to suggest parts for somebody that I wouldn't use personally, that I wouldn't put 100% faith in. I don't want to send things your way that are gonna put you in a bad spot down the road or mess your vehicle up or anything like that. So I try and do my research. I'm very research. Like that's what I live on, is learning and passing that information on to other guys. And sometimes it comes out in the form of regurgitation, and that's because I think I found the guy who really knows what he's saying, and if I can be the megaphone for him and speak it out to other people, I don't see anything wrong with that. My truck will not fit in the garage. I did a video on it. It ain't happening. So it's not fitting in here. When it was factory, it would fit, but with the leveling kit, the 37s, ain't happening. Thanks, Naz. I appreciate the compliment, man. I'm glad somebody thinks I'm cool. That's right, cinch those big boy pants. Built Right rear seat release for the new Super Duty is a great product. Built Right is an awesome product, and I'm looking forward to working with them soon. So there's another hint for you guys. Do a lot of hints tonight, man. It was close, you just wussed out? No, dude, I measured that joker. It ain't fitting, I promise you. I would have to air out the tires, and it would still be, oh, I'd be so close. Not happening. And the only time I think I would do that is if it was like a crazy hailstorm and I needed to get it inside. I'd like flatten those tires in a heartbeat and shove that thing in here, but just for like, it ain't fitting, bro. No chance. You're wild, dude. Man. Tornadoes too. Luckily we haven't had tornadoes down here in a while, so they're coming. I gotta knock on wood because I don't want any to come. Did this thing come unplugged? Phone's unplugged. Hopefully that's working. Can't see if it's charging or not. Alrighty. I've been in a tornado before. It was scary. When I lived Alvarado or something. You're gonna do a leather interior upgrade? I do want to do that. Leather wasn't always a priority for me. I don't like cold things. I don't like sitting on cold seats, and the fact that a leather seat would get really cold in the winter always kind of deterred me from getting leather. But I do like the way it looks. It really cleans up the interior, and so yeah, I think one day I do want to do leather. There's a few things that are above getting leather. I think it's always a good option though. If anything were to happen to the cloth seats, go ahead and just get leather. Good night, man. I appreciate you coming to hang out. I know it's getting late. Please make sure you do this thing again. Keep up the great content. Dude, I would thank you so much for watching first off, and the compliment. I'm going to do more live streams. I want to do some more collaborative stuff. Do some things with other YouTubers, get on live stream, maybe do some podcast type things where we're just talking and chatting, and we can cover some topics that you guys might find interesting. Leather steering wheel, tailgate down. I really want to do the LEDs everywhere, but those are definitely not in my budget right now. Michael, I got some good news, man. Headlight Revolution hit me up, and they were like, yo, we want to do a full LED conversion giveaway on your channel. So I just have to come up with an exciting way to do the giveaway. And I don't know if it's going to be like merch related or what, but I think it'd be super cool to do that giveaway and make sure it goes to a truck guy and somebody that could use it. So I don't know if it's necessarily meant for YouTube or if it's meant for Instagram or how we're going to run that, but I got to iron out some details with the guys over at Headlight Revolution. They're willing to do it, and I'm excited. We just got to figure out a way to make it best for all of us. Future upgrades, Jordan. Definitely, future upgrades are in the works. Been talking to some companies, And then also I purchased the little unit that you plug into the OBD2 port so you can do some 4-scan tuning. It's not to tune the engine, it's more for like creature comforts and different features you can unlock with the 4-scan. So like little things like turning off seatbelt chime for people like me that work on construction sites where we're not on public roads and we're driving slow through developing neighborhoods and we don't have our seatbelt on. It gets annoying when you're on the phone. The Bambi mode where you can run headlights or high beams and fogs at the same time. I was looking at a buddy actually one of you guys on here messaged me on Facebook with the remote start, and it works off of your factory key fob. So since I don't have that on my truck, you can go into the system with the 4-scan tool and open up the features for the remote start, so you can do the duration of time and everything that it does, and you can have that capability to have those settings on your truck. And I also saw that somebody did a cluster swap to the full digital cluster. Like right now mine's mostly analog, but if you go up to like the Platinum and the King Ranch and stuff, it's all digital and it looks super sick. And there's a guy on the forum you can send a digital dash to, and he'll match your miles and your run hours on your engine and everything. And you can slap that in your truck and it's plug and play. It's super cool. The only bad thing is like the Ford dealership wants to charge like, I think it's like a $500 core charge or something. And I don't want to really give my core in. I want to keep the core. So I'm trying to find one off of like a wrecked vehicle or somewhere that doesn't charge a core. So that's what I would really like to do, the cluster swap. I think that would be awesome. It just looks super cool. And you can go in there, the 4-scan tool, you can go in there and turn on where it'll show the degrees for the training temp and all that stuff, so you can see different temperatures of your truck running, especially if you're a guy that's pulling a lot of stuff and hauling loads and all that. I would also like to do there's a dual steering stabilizer kit. I have the website link saved on my phone, and I want to do like the King shocks with that. I would like to do King shocks all around. That's some money right there, but that's one of the bucket list items. And then obviously tune and delete one day. I would love to burn some fools off the line in the F-250. I just think it'd be awesome. I want to go to the drag strip in the F-250, see what it does now compared to tuning it and deleting it. Switchback LEDs would be awesome. As I mentioned before, a little hesitant with the wiring stuff. I'm not the best at wiring things, but hey, what better time to learn than now, right? But guys, it's getting late. I think I'm going to end it there. We've been going for almost 2 hours. It's 11 o'clock here, so it's getting late in some spots, and I don't know if my phone's going to die. I've got it plugged in, but the battery light keeps popping up saying the battery's going lower and lower, which is weird. But I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for the 10,000 subs. It's awesome. It's cool to see that next to my name now, 10K subs. It's been a goal of mine for a really long time, right? Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it, man. Nick's been a long-time supporter of the channel and everything. And it's just been, it's been a battle sometimes, right? Like sometimes you post really, really frequently and a lot, and then you get burnt out and then you don't post, and then people think you fell off. And it's like, man, I've been here. It's just, I want to make sure I'm posting good content, quality stuff for you guys. And hopefully more vlogs in 2019. I want to do some more lifestyle stuff, and it's not necessarily just to chunk videos at you, but I really do like the idea of building the connection with you guys and myself, and letting you guys know who I am, right? Other than just, hi, I'm Sean, I'm going to teach you how to do this to your truck. And so kind of getting more personable with you guys. I think that'd be awesome. I think it'd be cool to do a fan meetup this year, do some sort of car show, and I would love to do a car show that benefits something, like a charity car show, and we can raise some funds and donate that. I think that'd be awesome. So yeah, awesome, some cool stuff, hopefully for 2019. I'm on the grind. I don't want to be cliche. I see the future. I see the light, and I want to go get it. It's mine. I'm ready to go get it. I'm excited about it, man. I hope you guys are excited. So yeah, I appreciate it. 10K subs, man. So sick. So sick. But that's it, man. You guys have a good night. We'll catch you back here next time. It's been Sean or Mustang 09. You guys take it easy, and we'll see you next time. Peace.